So similarly, every day if any one of you reminds me, right, it will be good. So you won't be missing any sessions without recording. So now I started recording. Okay. So let's see today's session with the rest of the utility commands. Okay. Where is Linux? Here is a Linux machine, and a shortcut for you to clear the screen. Clear. Okay. It just clears the screen. And if you wanted to know where you are there, as usual, PWD, present working day. I am at the home location. Okay. Home web. Now I'll ask you some questions with with Windows operating systems. If you wanted to find a file, guys, okay, in my D drive, I want to find a file with putty. Okay, how can I find that? You go to the search box here, you do putty, right? Enter, and that will search all the files with the name called putty. Am I right? This is called file name search. Okay, which is a good feature in the Windows. And similar thing, even we have it in the Linux as well. Okay, only thing is we use a command called find. Okay, and where do you want to find? I want to find in the current directory. If you want to represent the current directory, you say dot nothing but current directory. Or if you want to search in a given directory, you can give like this also. Okay, typing such a home directory is difficult, so that's the reason. What you can do it, you can say dot, and space hyphen name is an option. Now you need to provide the name of the file. What file you wanted to search it. You have to give it in the double quotes, guys. I wanted to search hello.txt, and can you see this? It's given output. Where is hello.txt is there? It is there in the current directory. Can you see this? So that's the reason dot slash. Dot is the current directory, and slash here it is the hello.txt. Suppose now hello.txt I am copying into the ABC folder, guys. So there is one more hello.txt is there. Now you try to search it, find, and can you see hello.txt is there in the current directory, hello.txt is there in the ABC directory. So wherever it is there, the file, okay, the find command will recursively search each and every directory, okay, and gets you the file path, okay, wherever it is available. And this is how you search the typical straightforward file. Suppose I wanted to search for file, but any file, okay, which starts with H. Look at this, which starts with H, nothing but these are called the regular expressions, or you can, and these characters we call as the wildcard characters. Okay, asterisk nothing but any file which starts with H, okay, and the other characters can be anything. Okay, if you wanted to search like that, you have to use the asterisk keyword. Now look at this. I have a two files, hello.txt, hello.txt, and I have a directory called hello as well. See, this is the directory. This it didn't show earlier because you are exactly searching for the hello.txt. Now you are searching for H star, nothing but any file which starts with H. Okay, suppose that is the command which I told you yesterday, hi.txt, hi.txt, right? Now I created one more file. Now you try to search with H star, even hi.txt will also come, right? So this is how you can make use of the regular expression as well, and make sure it should be there in the double quotes. Okay, so that's what the find command is. Okay, now similarly there is one more command is there, okay, which is a content search. Okay, what do you mean by content search is, see, in Google, if I say hello world, if I search this in Google search engine, can anybody tell me whether it is searching for the file name or a file content? Okay, see en.wikipedia.org. Did you see anywhere hello world in this things? At least here. Okay, so the content is hello world. Actually, if you click on the link, if you see somewhere, you can see the hello world. Okay, so similarly in Windows file system, okay, assume in a putty directory, some name is there. Okay, now if I want to, if I say Chiranjeevi, can anybody tell me will that show putty? Can anybody tell me will that show putty? Right, see, or I will say one thing, SCM DevOps, yeah. So if I try to search for this string, will it show putty? Impossible. It will not show that file, because Windows search is a file name based search. It will not show the, it will not search the content search actually. Okay, so that's the reason we cannot search a content based search in the Windows operating system. But when it comes to the Linux, okay, you can make use of a command called grep. Okay, with the help of the grep, you can search for a string in the given files. Now SCM, capital SCM, I wanted to search for this string in hello.txt. Can you see in this line SCM is there. Okay, if you want, you can cross check the cat hello.txt. See where it is there, guys. SCM is there over here. Okay, that's the reason it is printing that line. So the grep command will search a given string in a given file and it will print the matching line. So this line is matching. Okay, that's the reason it is printing that line. If you want, like, you try to open the hello.txt. Sorry, hello.txt, not hello. Okay, and you try to type SCM here. Okay, now in 2 lines SCM is there. Now try to grep. Can you see 2 lines it is printing, this line and this line? So wherever the SCM is there, the grep main functionality is to print those lines, okay, which contains the given string, not SCM. It can be anything, guys. Okay, it can be BCM also. I want to search for the BCM now. It will print the lines with the BCM. Can you see? It is printing this line and this line, which contains the BCM, right? So the grep command is something called as a pattern matching command, where it searches for the given string in a given file. Okay, now you might be thinking, in a given file it's okay. Will it search all the text files? Okay, if you wanted to search all the text files, 0.txt, sorry, hashtag.txt, again hashtag is having the same meaning called wildcard character, where hashtag nothing but it can contain any file name. Okay, so .txt nothing but it should end with a .txt. And can you see this? There is only hello.txt one file is there. Okay, and inside that is so same output, guys. Only thing is right now it is showing the file name. Okay, you might be thinking why it is not showing other files, because why it is not showing nothing but the other files doesn't contain the BCM string. Okay, now this is searching only in the current directory. Okay, if you wanted to search recursively into the subdirectories, like if you look at this, inside the ABC there is one more hello.txt is there. Okay, so if you provide an option called -R, okay, -R nothing but please go into the subdirectories and search. Okay, now look at this. So there is no BCM in subdirectories. It should be there, right? You'll go into the ABC and hello.txt. BCM is there. Okay. Okay, guys, try to give hashtag because there is a directory is coming to the picture. Now you look at this. Don't give txt because this ABC is not a txt. Okay, it should match only the current directory. Okay, if you want to search into the subdirectories, never give any extensions, just blindly give star. Okay, now you look at the output of this command. See, the BCM string exists in hello.txt 2 lines. Okay, in ABC hello.txt 2 lines. Okay, so this is how it will recursively search each and every directory, guys. Okay. Sarvottam, any issues? I see you joined 3 to 4 times.
Actually, little bit problem with my laptop, so I was checking about that one.
Okay, is it with the sign name? Who is it? You with sign name?
Yeah.
Okay. So just a second. Yeah. So the -R option, okay, will give you a recursive output of what are all the files it contains the BCM string. Okay. Hi Balu, thanks for joining. We just started. Okay. So now there is one more option is there with the grep. Okay, now somebody may ask you a question. Could you please print the line number where exactly it contains that string? Okay, if you wanted to know the line number, you provide another option called -n. N nothing but number, line number. Guys, can you see earlier output there is no number and you can see number here. Second line, third line, second line, third. Did you see that? Okay, so the -n option will give the line number. And somebody may ask you a question. Search for the BCM. Guys, it's a BCM in what? Small letters, not a caps letters. Okay, so if you wanted to search with the case insensitive, it's a case sensitive command again. Case sensitive nothing but if you provide the caps, it will search for caps only. If you provide the small, it will search for the small only. If you wanted to search for any type of character, okay, then you have to provide an option called -I. Okay, so when you provide -I, right, it will make case insensitive. Nothing but it doesn't look for capital letter BCM or small letter BCM. It will just search. Okay, now can you see it is printing the output now? even to the small BCM also. Okay, so that's what this option. And similarly, there is one more thing. I'm just clearing the screen. If you wanted to print all the lines except the matching ones, nothing but I don't want the lines which doesn't contains the BCM, nothing but vice versa. Okay, look at this. These are all the lines. There's so many lines are there. Okay, which doesn't contains the BCM keyword. Okay, so all these options you might be thinking, how can I remember? Okay, guys, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, in Linux, the good thing is there is a command called man command. Okay, man is a command which is a help command. Okay, if you wanted to know about any command options, right, man space, if you provide the command name, that will give, oh my god, it seems like man command is not there in this OS. To install the man, you can do this thing, yum install man. Run this command to install the man command. Okay, so it is trying to install the man command. I'll explain now how to install any softwares with the yum, okay, later, but right now to make this man available in this machine, I'm trying to run this command. I'll explain you what is sudo, what is yum, okay, all these things. Just give a few seconds to install this. Say yes. Why? And make sure whenever you're running the yum command, you should have internet connection, otherwise it will not work. Okay, it's successful. Now man, if I say grep, it will give you entire grep documentation. Can you see this? A nice documentation. It will tell you all the options, what exactly, description, okay, each and every option. Okay, so you can see all of them. Print the I can show you the options which we used. Can you see this, guys? Hyphen I used, or you can put hyphen ignore case also. What do you mean by this? Ignore case distinction in both pattern as well as in the input files. Okay, so hyphen v, what do you mean by v, guys? Invert match. Invert match nothing but invert sense nothing but except the matching lines, other lines. Okay, vice versa lines, all of them. And similarly you can find few options which you tried. Okay, let me show you other things which there's so many are there. I mean, if you keep like learning each line number, I told you hyphen n as well, right? So for every command there are n number of options are there in the Linux or Unix operating system. Okay, so I'm not asking you to learn each and every option, but the most important options, if you learn it, right, that will be really good in your day-to-day life, like making use of the command. Okay, so it's such a big documentation is there. It's not only about the grep documentation, guys. You can get the documentation for ls command as well. For every Linux command, man is a command to see the documentation. Can you see this? Man documentation. And I told you yesterday one command called ls-a. What is -a, guys? It will show you the hidden files. You can find somewhere -a. Where is -a? See, do not ignore the starting with dot, nothing but what? Hidden files. Okay, so that's what the -a. Another one is the L option will give you for the long list. Okay, you can see the long list as well somewhere here. Can you see use a long listing, nothing but detail format. Okay, it will give you, see, ls minus L, if I give it right, it will give you username, okay, group name, size, date, file name, everything. So that's the long listing. Okay, so man is a command which will help you to know all the options of a given command. So at any point of time, always in order to do the Google, okay, you can do the man command level. Okay, so just a helping command for us, right? That's what the grep and find. Okay, now let's talk something about the cut. Okay, so cut is a command which will, okay, display the content in a column wise. Okay, display the content in a column wise, nothing but I'll show you. Let me try to create a file with the table format. Okay, serial number, name, okay, department, okay, 1 Raju, okay, Mech, 2 Srinu, CSC, 3 John, IT. Okay, so look at this file, guys. It's some sample table kind of file. Okay, in a flat file I've written the content like this with the tab separated. Right now, if I wanted to get, okay, the first column of this file, not first row, guys. If you want first row, I hope you guys remember the command called head command. It's set table and you'll get the first line. Okay, if you want the first 2 lines, okay, head -2, right? So this is how you can get with the row wise. If you want column wise, okay, cut minus F1 table. Can you see first column, guys? Okay, and similarly I want the second column. Serial number is the second column is the name. Okay, and if you want the third column, which is the department. Okay, if you want the first and second columns, 1 comma 2, you can get the serial number and the name. Okay, if you want all the columns, okay, you can say 1 comma 2 comma 3. So you might be thinking, tomorrow I have 20 columns, do you need to type 1 2 3 4 5 6 till 20? Not required, guys. If you want 1 to 20, right, you type 1 hyphen 3, that is equivalent to 1 to 20. It's a range operator. Look at all the options, guys. Okay, if you want it to help, you again make use of the man cut, it will give you all of them. Okay, so this is to fetch with the column name. Okay, now at the same time you can fetch it with the, what do you call, character wise as well. Okay, hyphen C1, nothing but only first character of the each line. Okay, and if you want second line, comma 2, 1 and 2, second character, can you see? Yes and no only. You might be thinking it is not taking any character. It's not, it is actually taking your, it's not visible because it's a space, guys, it's a tab. Okay, and now if you see 3, can you see this, guys? Okay, R is nothing but what is it? This is 1, the third character, R S J. Okay, and here it's a space. Okay, it doesn't contain anything here because it's already printed this. Okay, so this is how you can get the character by character. Okay, now at the same time, suppose we open this table, this tab is, sorry, separated with the what do you call, percentile, guys. Okay, somebody may want to, like, separate with a percentile. Okay, not with the tab. Now it's again a table. I'm not denying it is not a table. It's a kind of a table format. But only thing is the separator between the columns is what? Percentile operator. Okay. Now if I say cut minus F1 table, guys, is it getting the right output to you? Yes or no? You don't see the proper output actually here. Okay. So the reason it is, the cut command default works for a tab separator, okay, not for any other separator. Now if you wanted to, like, separate with the particular a character, right, then you have to make use of an option called -d double quotes. In this you have to provide what is your separator. D nothing but delimiter. Okay, so just try to provide that. Now did you see this? You're getting the right output now. F1, now all F commands will work, F2, blah, blah. So this is a nice option, guys, because sometimes a developer will give you a comma separated file like this. Okay, serial number, okay, name, okay, like a department. This is called CSV file, guys. Okay, 1 Chiran, okay, Mike, right, 2 Raj, okay, and something like, IT. Now this file you can save it. I mean, think about, this is a 4,000 lines file and 20 columns are there. Okay, and somebody may ask you a question, could you give me all the serial numbers only? Okay, a.csv, you can find CSV file format somewhere here. Is it there? Can anyone see here CSV? Okay, doesn't matter. Let's try to save this. Okay, I just saved with the CSV, right? Now go to your directory. DevOps September. And can you see it is saved in a kind of Excel? When you when you save it as a CSV, it becomes an Excel. Okay, because comma separated file just opens in Excel. Now it becomes a table now here. I think I don't have a Microsoft Office in my machine. So what I'm trying to say is, in a real time, okay, think about this file is with 20k lines, okay, and 200 columns, okay. Then somebody asked a question, could you please fetch only the names of the people from this file? How do you fetch the names of the people? So if you don't know this command, right, it is too tough to, like, get the things. Okay, if you know the cut command, it's pretty easy actually. Whether it's a 3 lines or 3000 lines, or doesn't matter, you can get the exact answer. That's what the cut command specialty. Okay, so that is all about the cut. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, ignore it guys, I don't have a Microsoft Office, so it will not show over here now. Next command is going to be the unique. Okay, what do you mean by unique? Let me try to create a file called test.txt, a new file. Hello, hi, 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 scm, 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 bcm. Okay, cat test.txt. Guys, is it printing all the lines? Now somebody asked a question, could you please eliminate the duplicates and show the file, exact file, after eliminating the duplicates? So try to do this. Unique test.txt. Can you see, is it eliminating the duplicates? Hi 3 times is there, it came only 1 time. scm 3 times is there, it came only 1. Okay, so unique is a command that will eliminate the duplicates. Okay, now similarly there is one more command is there guys. Okay, s1.txt. okay, let's say hello abc. Okay, hi children, and something like DevOps. Okay, 123 dollar $yu, and new line. Okay, capital I. Listen, why I'm showing this example is s1.txt. What is the file it is? It contains some words, some numbers, some special characters like a dollar and new line and all. Guys, there is a command called sort. I hope everybody know what you mean by sorting. Okay, so I want to sort this file. How do you sort it? Say sort space s1.txt. Now look at this guys, it is sorting actually. Sorting in what, based on the ASCII characters. Okay, so if I ask you a question, if you're a computer science guy, you should be knowing it. Total, how many keys are there in your keyboard? Can anybody answer how many keys are there? Anyone? How many keys are there in your keyboard? Not the physical keys guys, I want even the optional keys as well. Okay, total how many characters? Leave over the keys, how many characters are there total in a computer system? It's total 255. Okay, so we have the numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, we have small a to small z alphabets, and we have capital A to capital Z. Okay, and we have special characters, dollar, percentile, blah blah blah, all of them. Okay, now every character is having one ASCII value assigned. Okay, ASCII value assigned. This is American standard something abbreviation is there. Okay, now I'll tell you ASCII value starts from 1 to or 0 to 255. Okay, right. Now I'll tell you the range of each and every value. So 0 to 9, the ASCII values are some 41 to 49 guys. Okay, right. 0 is having 41, 1 is having 42, something like that. Similarly, okay, 65 to 92. Okay, what small a to small z. Okay, and similarly something like around the numbers might not be correct guys. So 115, capital A to capital Z. Okay, now when you run a sort command, right, the sort command will sort, okay, based on ASCII value. Okay guys, if I say small a capital A, which one will come first? This. If I say number and a capital A, which one will come first? Numbers. Okay, now you look at the output and tell me which are coming first guys. Numbers. Okay, sorry, this is reverse. This is capital A to capital Z and small a to small a. Okay, like this. Okay, first numbers will come. Okay, then capital letters. E again, if it is a capital letter, within the capital letter, which one will come first? A will come first or B will come first? Okay, can you see A is coming first, then C, then D, then H. Okay, suppose if H is the same character, right, it will check the second character in the line. Okay, A and E, A will come first or E will come first? A, of course, right? So then I, then finally some special character. So this is how it will sort based on the ASCII values. If anybody interested to know what all the ASCII values, you just type in the Google ASCII values. ASCII, you say ASCII table, you will be knowing it. Just Google it, you would be knowing it. Okay, each and every character value. Can you see this? Okay, so you can find ABCDs from A. Okay, 42 guys. Okay, so 42 to what till where is it? ABCD, ABCDEF. Okay, just find it out. Okay, this is not that important for us, but you can find the ASCII values here. So the sort command works based on the ASCII. Like this is what ascending order. This is a completely ascending order from low to high. Okay, now if you want it in a reverse order, nothing but descending order, there is an option called -R. -R nothing but reverse. Can you see reverse order? The numbers are coming at the bottom. Okay, that's what the sort command. Okay, next, now you know what is unique, what is sort and all. Okay, again in a unique, right, when I say unique test.txt, it is eliminating the duplicates. Okay, now you try to open the test.txt. Now in between both the highs, I say hello. You cannot get your order what you wanted. You can get either ascending or descending. That's it. Okay, because that is defined by your computer, the ASCII characters. Okay, your operating system. You cannot define it. So something like ABC. Right, now you try to run this thing. Look at this cat test.txt. Okay, this is what your content. Now you try to do the unique, guys, and you observe the output. Guys, is it really eliminating the hello? Sorry, hi. Hi is 1, 2, 3 times is there, but it is eliminated the SCM. Okay, if you look at the output of this command, it shows like, you know, if the SCM is consecutively there, line by line, like continuously it is there, then it will eliminate it, will keep you only 1. If high is not continuously there, it will not eliminate, it will keep it as it is. Okay, remember, unique will not eliminate if the line is not continuously defined. I mean, if the word is not continuously defined. Okay, so that's important thing. And unique -D, if you provide this, it will show you exactly what is eliminated. Okay, SCM is the only string which is eliminating it. Okay, so that's what it will show you exactly. Fine, so what next? Okay, awk and decide. Okay, so let me talk before going with these commands, right, let me talk something about operators. Okay, there are 3 operators, important operators, 5. Okay, sorry. So the first operator, this one we call as the redirection operator. Okay, and this operator we call as the appending operator. Okay, and this operator we call as a pipe operator. Okay, I'll tell you the proper use of these operators. These are not the commands, these are the operators. Okay, these operators are works even in the Windows as well. Okay, now look at this, how to use them. See, I wanted to print ls here. Where the ls output is printing, guys? Console output. Console output nothing but on your prompt itself. Now I don't want to store this output on the, I don't want to see the output on the console. Instead, I wanted to store it in a file called a.txt. Okay, so to store this entire output in a file, we make use of an operator called this greater than. Okay, so do this. Now this arrow operator, I mean this operator, greater than operator, will not print the output on the console. Instead, the output, it will print it in a file called a.txt, guys. If you really wanted to cross check, you can see a.txt is created. Can you see a.txt is created? And you look at the content of a.txt, it is absolutely the same content what you see it on the console output. Can you see? Are these files same as like these files? Right? So a redirection, I mean this operator we call as a redirection. A redirection operator will redirect the output, okay, into a file. Right? Now you might be thinking, okay, suppose cat table.txt. Okay, it is printing here, right? Now I wanted to, like, you know, redirect this output to the a.txt. Yes, of course. It can, whatever you print on the console, it will redirect to the file. Now you try to type cat a.txt. It contains the entire stuff. Okay. Now you might be having a question. Where is the earlier output in this file? It is completely overridden. Nothing but in redirection, it blindly overrides the existing output. Okay. Now the thing is, if you wanted to keep the existing output as it is and add the current output, right? Then what you need to do it. Suppose now ls minus L. This is what the output. Now I want to add this output to the a.txt. Okay. If you do this, it will override this output again. Okay. Without overriding, if you want to keep the existing output and you want to add the new output, you will be using another operator called appending operator, which is the double greater than. Okay. Now if you use the appending operator, right? Append nothing but add. Okay. So suppose you have a file something like this, guys. Okay, now if it append it, right, it will add from the next line onwards like this. Okay, if it is a redirection, it will add from the again from the beginning. It will delete the existing content. Okay, that's what the redirection. Appending nothing but just add. Now you look at the content of a.txt. Can you see this? Existing in a.txt, existing content is there, and after this a new content is added. Okay, and if you try to do the same command again, okay, right, now do the cat a.txt. See, this is first time, okay, and this is old output, this is second old output, this is a third output. So it will keep appending it. So it will not delete the existing content. It will add from the end of the line. Did you understand append? So that's what the appending operator. Did you get it, Sunil? Yeah. So next, what is a pipe operator? Okay, pipe is a special operator, and don't confuse between the pipe and appending this reduction operator. See, command 1 this, and it is a file name. Okay, this is the syntax of a appending redirection or appending anything. Okay, it's the same syntax. So right side you will be having a file name to redirect it. Okay, and when you run a command, whatever the output, it will be redirect to the file name. Now what do you mean by pipe operator is command pipe operator. Okay, and you run one more command on top of the existing one. Okay, so what exactly I'm trying to say is, guys, this is what the ls command, you see some output, right? Now somebody wants to know, somebody wants to sort this data. Okay, so to sort this data, right, pipe sort. Okay, now you might be thinking, what is this? Okay, see, ls prints some data abc hello in some order, random order. Okay, now when you run this, right, it is sorting. Can you see this? The output, whatever the output you have it, right, the output has given as the input to the second command. Okay, and this command will apply to the output and performs the action. Now abc a.txt, can you see it is in a sorted order now? Okay, so nothing but pipe is a command where command 1 will be, okay, I'll show you here, command 1, okay, output will be executed for the command 2. So nothing but the output of the command 1 as given as the input to the command 2. Okay, and you know what, you can put one more command here as well. Okay, now, okay, now in this time what will happen, the output of the command 2 as given as the input to the third command. So there is no ending, like you can write n number of pipes, but you cannot do this with the appending redirection, guys. Okay, now if you look at this, I wanted to sort in a reverse order now, -r. Now you know what will happen, it will print in a reverse order. Can you see this? Okay, this output has given us the input to the third command. Okay, there is one more good command is there, wc. What exactly wc will do it, you know, test.txt word count. It will show you the number of lines, the number of words, the number of characters, guys. Okay, if you want, you can cross check it. Test.txt, total how many lines are there? 10 lines. Okay, 10 words. Each line contains one word. Okay, so 10 lines, 10 words, 10 characters. Okay, yeah, ascending, descending, you're absolutely correct. Default sort is ascending, sort minus r is a descending. Okay, now I'm talking about wc command now. Okay, wc minus l test.txt, wc nothing but word count. Okay, test.txt, it will show you how many lines are there, total 10 lines. If you want, you can count it. Okay, and if I say wc minus c nothing but total number of characters. Okay, total 40 characters are there. Next, w nothing but words, total 10 words are there. If you want, you can open this file and you can check it out, guys. Okay, total 10 words are there, each line one word. Say now I have written one more word, so it should show you the 11 words. If you want, you can cross check it. Is it showing the 11 words? Okay, now if I say test.txt, 10 lines, 11 words, 43 characters. Okay, so this is just some important command I didn't cover earlier, but I'm just showing now. Now look at this. Somebody asked a question. You run ls. Okay, now somebody asked a question. Could you please tell me total how many lines, how many words are there in this output? Okay, now to get that ls space, if you type wc, okay, you know what, total 9 words, 9 lines, 80 characters are there, guys. It is showing like, you know, row wise, but actually when you print it in file, right, it will print it in a line by line. If you want, you can cross check ls a.txt. okay, now cat a.txt. How it is printing, guys? Line by line, right? So total how many lines are there? 1 2 3 4 9. Okay, same thing ls, if you say wc, right, okay, it is printing total 9 lines, 9 words, 80 characters. Okay, so what is the meaning of this is the pipe operator, okay, works like, you know, giving a input to the second command. The first command output, see, the first command output is this output, it will give as an input to the second command. So you know to provide the file name here, okay, for the second command, because the output of the first command is given as an input to the second command. Okay, so this is what the pipe output. Now somebody asked a question, total how many characters are there in this output? So in this output, total how many characters are there, guys? 4 characters, right? wc minus c. Okay, guys, it is not a 4, it is including even the spaces. These spaces also counts. Okay, let's say words. Okay, when I say word, it treats like a word. 1 2 3, so total 3 words are there. Okay, so total how many lines? 1 line. So they are like, you know, into 1 line 3 words, 24 characters including the spaces. Okay, so you can get something like this kind of outputs. Okay, so this is all about the operators, guys. Okay, redirection, uh, appending, and a pipe operator. Okay, pipe operator is the most important. If you write this kind of a commands, okay, and this kind of a commands, we call it as a one-liners. Okay, so if you want, I can show you one more example. Okay, one more example, guys. So somebody asked a question, okay, could you please print only Raju? This is what my requirement from the table. Could you please print second line, second column? This is first line, second line, second column. How do you print second line, second column from this table? Now whatever the commands you learn, right, with that I can show you how to get that. Okay, look at this. Second line, right? Okay, so how do you get the second line? First of all, head minus 2 table, right? You got 1 and 2, but I want only the second line. If you want only the second line, pipe tail minus 1. What do you mean by this? This output given to the tail minus 1. In this output, what is the last line, guys? This is what the last line. So the last line of this command is going to be the second line of original file. Did you get that? Okay, you got only the second line. Can you see? One Raju mech. That is what the second line. Now you got the second line. My question is not finished yet. I want second line, second word. Now I want the second column, second word. Okay, so to get that, you can make use of the cut command. Cut minus d. Okay, percentile. Okay, hyphen f2. That these type of commands are called one-liners. Guys, you know what is head, you know what is tail, you know what is cut. Okay, all the commands you know it, but only thing is you should know how to apply them. That's what the most important. As I mean, like, you know, many guys knows the command, everybody knows the command, you by heart all the commands and all, but the thing is nobody knows when to use them. Okay, so that's what the actual skill of, like, you know, making use of the proper use of the Linux operating system with the commands. Okay, and these type of commands we call it as a one-liners. Okay, so what I would say, the commands which built with pipe operator are called one-liners. Okay, if you want, you can Google it for some one-liners. Okay, Linux one-liners, you just type it, you'll get n number of bash one-liners. Bash nothing but the shell which are using you guys. Okay, did you see this pipe operator? Okay, something like this. So you will be definitely using the pipe operator for sure. Okay, like this pipe operator. With if you use a pipe operator, nothing but that we call as a one-liner. Okay, so come back to the our commands. Okay, now I covered the operators, I covered the find, cut, grep, unique. Okay, and I covered a command called sort and a wc as well. Okay, now let's see awk and set. Okay, so that we can finish the utility commands. Now what do you mean by awk? So awk is a command which will just like works like a cut command only, but it's print in a custom manner. Okay, you can customize your output. So this is what the syntax is. Print $1 table. It will just print like a cut command first column. Custom means, I'll tell you, right now with the cut command, right, if I want -f1 -d percentile operator and table, guys, is it printing the first column? If you want the second column, what it prints, this is how it prints, okay, with the percentile operator. Now I don't want the percentile operator in between, I want to print the arrow operator. With the cut command it is impossible, but with the awk command, which is possible, I'll show you. Awk -f nothing but -d in the cut. Okay, what is our separator? Percentile. Now in single quotes, print $1 nothing but f1, okay, and table. It is printing the first column. Now if you want to print the second column, okay, $2, okay, it is not printing the percentile like a cut, but if you want, you can insert whatever you wanted. Now with the double quotes, guys, I want to put an arrow. Can you see? You can get a custom output with the arrow like this. Okay, you can put anything there. Okay, see, it need not be arrow, it can be something like, you know, 66, some number. Can you see? Right, now if you wanted to print the third column also with the same separator, right, now we put one double quotes, now 77, or let's say -$3. Did you see this custom output now? You can make anything. Okay, instead of 66, let me say -- again. See the output now? So this is not possible with your cut, but it is possible with your awk. Okay, so this is what the awk command, and awk is having one more feature where using cut you cannot get it. NF. What do you mean by NF is, it will print the number of fields, which is nothing but number of columns in a table. Guys, how many columns are there in this table? 3, right? Each row 3. Now look at this percentile comment. I put one more column there, okay, and look at this now. Is it printing 4 columns? Okay, NF will print the 4 columns. We cannot do anything in the cut like this. Okay, so similarly there is one more option, sir. NR nothing but the row numbers, the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, something like this. Okay, so now these are the options. Now with the cut with awk, right, there is a good benefit. So, suppose somebody gave a file like it contains something like, you know, 200 columns. Okay, but if somebody asks a question, could you please print the last but not one column, or last column at least? Okay, so if you know the last column, then only you can print with the cut. See, in cut, right, if you know the last column, okay, percentile -f3 table, then only you can print it. Suppose you don't know the last column, there are hundreds of columns are there. Okay, so first what you're supposed to do, you have to count the columns, then last column you need to print it. But using awk, right, you don't need to count, guys. Okay, it's pretty simple with awk. Look at this. NF, what is NF, guys? Number of columns. Number of nothing but the, guys, here the what is the last column number? 200, right? So if it is NF nothing but, it will print the 200, and remaining 333 it will print. Now in front of the NF, if you put the $, it will print the value of it. Can you see? Last column comment, MEC CACIT. Okay, if you want last but not one nothing but the department and the names. Okay, so what do you do it? NS -1. Okay, if you remove one column from the last, okay, which is the last but not one column. If you want, you can cross check it, guys. Can you see department, Raju and all? Okay, so this is how the awk is useful for us. Okay, for awk there are so many options are there. I'm not getting into all of them, so you have to learn it with your real-time experience. That's it. Okay, so if you keep talking about only awk itself is a big session, guys. Okay, it takes hours to complete awk itself because there's so many are there in the awk, but we don't need to, like, you know, get into that level. Okay, for us, if you know what awk does, that's enough. Okay, and this kind of a simple options. Even in the interviews and all, they may ask you, do you know what exactly the NF will print with the awk? You should tell them it's print the column numbers. Okay, what is the NR will print? It's the row numbers. Okay, so what is the -f option? It's a delimiter for the file. Okay, so these kind of options, if you can remember, that will be really good. It's not that easy to remember at the moment. Only practice makes you perfect. That's it. Okay, so you have to practice all these commands one by one. So that's what the awk command. Okay, next, sed, guys. Okay, what is sed? So sed is a command. Okay, so it does the find and replace. Guys, if somebody asks you a question, I want to do the find replace, you do the control H, okay, and I want to search find replace the enter with enter. Can you see it is searching for enter, and if I do the replace, it replace, okay, replace, right? So it is replacing with this. So similarly, using set, you can do the find replace of the file like this. S, I want to replace BCM, sorry, BCM with HCM, okay, G nothing but global in hello.txt. Did you guys see this? It is replacing HCM, okay, wherever BCM is there. Suppose SCM is there, I want to replace SCM with, sorry, KCM. Can you see KCM? You see it here, okay. Now if you look at the cat hello.txt, it is again same SCM only. It is not replacing. See, the thing is set command will replace and print the output on the console, okay. You might be thinking, I don't want to print it, I permanently want to save it in the hello.txt. If you want to save your changes in the hello.txt, you have to provide an option called -i, okay. What do you mean by -i is, it will not print on your console, it will directly save on your hello.txt. That's it, guys. It is, if you want, you can cross check now. Can you see it is saved now, KCM, wherever the BCM, SCM is there, okay. So -i is an option, and remember one thing, guys, never use the -i first time, because sometime you might be doing some wrong replacement, okay. So once you run the command, you cannot revert it, it's saved at almost, okay. So make sure you run the command without first, -i, okay. Once you confirm the output, then give the -i, because without -i it will not save it. It shows output on the console, that's okay. If you want to save it right, you have to provide the -i option, okay. Next, so that's what the set command, and set is having some options, guys, again, okay. I'll show you what exactly those options. Now let's try to open hello.txt. Now DevOps, okay. Next, DevOps, cat hello.txt. Look at this. How many times the DevOps is there, guys? 3 times in 3 lines, okay. Now if you wanted to replace it as DevOps with BNR, build and release, okay. So GC, right, hello.txt. Sorry, what happened? Sorry, there is no C, guys, sorry. So look at this, wherever DevOps is there, BNR, 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 am I right? It's replaced, but it didn't save it actually, because I didn't give any -i option, okay. Now the thing is, somebody asked a question, could you please replace, okay, DevOps if it starts from the beginning of the line. Guys, in this output, okay, which line contains the start of the string with the DevOps? Only this line. Somebody asked a question, could you replace only this line? If that is the case, what you can do it, you put cap, okay. Now it will replace the BNR only if the line starts with the DevOps. And look at this, guys, it is replacing only this line, and the DevOps is as it is there everywhere. Did you get it? That's what the cap symbol, okay. Now similarly, somebody asked you a question, could you please replace, okay, DevOps if it is ends with the line. Which line ends with the DevOps? This one and this one as well, guys, okay. There is nothing is there, so if you want, you can cross check it. Dollar, is it printing this BNR, this one, the first line, and this line as well, or the last line, but not this one actually. This is not ending with the DevOps, this is ending with the session, okay. So somebody asked a question, okay. So if you wanted to, like, you know, replace, okay, the line which contains only DevOps. Now look at this. This is only the line which contains the DevOps and which is replaced with the BNR, and these are as it is there, okay. So this is how you can make use of these set commands to do the find replace, okay. Just come down. Now we are done with the all the utility commands, okay. So till here, these are all the utility commands. Utility nothing but in a day-to-day life, or to perform some sort of a operations on your files, okay, on your operating system, you use all these commands. Now let's get into the system commands. Okay, system commands are regular things. I'll ask you a question. Your system hanged, what do you do, guys? Okay, you go to the task manager, okay, and look at the process and right click and end it. Okay, now you know what all the process listed here in the background, what are all the things running. Similarly, in a Linux, how do you know the background process? Okay, ps-af is a command. This will show you all the background commands, okay, background processes. So these are all the background process. This is really important command. Okay, most of the interviews they ask this question because you are the guy going to troubleshoot the applications which are installed in the Linux machine. Okay, somebody asked a question, how do you know a process is running on your machine? Okay, so ps-af is a command which will show you all the processes, just like a task manager. What do you see it here? Can you see n number of processes here? If you look at the user details, you can see much more detailed view. Okay, see, these are all the processes. Okay, and same output here. Okay, so I'll show you what exactly each and every column talks about. Okay, when you run the command, right, it shows some output with the column wise. Okay, so the first column talks about the user ID. What do you mean by user ID is which user started. Typically your operating system is started or booted with the root, guys. Okay, in Windows operating system, it's a system. If anybody observed processes, okay, most of the processes started by whom, guys? System. Let's see, I'll show you. Where can I find that? Details. You go to the details. Can you see the username? Who started? Not, these are all custom. Chrome, GoToMeeting, these are all my username, which is ANU open. Okay, come down. These are all the operating system ones. Okay, system. Okay, similarly, root is a system in the Linux. Okay, and these are all the operating system processes. And you come down at the bottom, you can see Vagrant. This is what your user, you are running it. Okay, and you know what? You run a command called ps-af. That is also a process. Can you see ps-af here? Your last command. This is what the last command, right? To see it, who ran it? Vagrant. Okay, Vagrant is our username. And similarly, the second is the PID. In any operating system, whether it's a Linux or Windows or HPX, OS X, any operating system, every process will be assigned with the process ID. Okay, PID nothing but process ID, and that will be unique, guys. Okay, and whenever you boot your machine, boot nothing but you power on your operating system and your computer, right? It starts with the process ID 1. Can you see 1 here? Okay, which is called init process. Init nothing but initialization of your operating system. Okay, and it will be having a parent process ID. Parent nothing but 0, nothing but nothing, guys. It's a booting. Your finger treat it like in a booting parent process, like, you know, you switch it on your computer, right? That we call it as the parent process ID, which is 0. So your root will start with the init and kernel. Okay, which is the 1, and from here it will fork the child processes. Okay, look at this. Third process is forked by what? Second process. So the parent of third is a second process. Okay, and fourth also second. So similarly, if you come down a little, all this till 25, 31, all this process forked by second process, and 372 from the first process. Okay, and you look at this now. 1317 is forked by which process? 1312. Okay, the parent of 1317 is the 1312. So similarly, you can find n number of process. Okay, even including you run a command called ps-ef. This, what is the process ID of it? 3104. What is its parent? The parent is 2642. You can find out a 2642 somewhere here. Can you see 2642 here? And what is 2642? Bash. Bash is nothing but this black screen. This terminal is also a process, guys. Okay, if you try to kill this 2642, which is nothing but it closed this putty itself. See, opening a putty from remote machine itself is a process which is opened by Vagrant. Okay, and what is the process ID? 2642. Okay, so process ID is a unique ID and it will be having a parent ID, right? Now similarly, they'll look at the other columns. Okay, and S time nothing but when it started. Okay, and time nothing but how long it is running. Command nothing but what exactly your process name. Okay, so this is about the ps-af. Now why I'm talking about all this process? Now suddenly your system hang in Windows. How do you kill that? Right click and you kill it, right? Similarly, in a Linux, right, if something is hang, how do you kill it? Okay, so right now nothing is hang, but I'm going to create a process which hangs. Okay, it's not hanging. What I will do, sleep is a command. If I say 3 seconds, it will just hang and it will come out after 3 seconds. Can you see? After 3 seconds it came. Okay, now what I will do, instead of 3 seconds, I would say 60 seconds. Okay, And if I give ampersand at the end, ampersand nothing but sending the process to the background. Right now it is in the foreground. If you want to send to the background, put ampersand. Now you look at this, the sleep is running in the background process. If you want to, you can cross check with the ps-af command. Can you see this guy's sleep is running in the background? What is the process ID? 3106. Okay, where did you run? 2642 on your bash. Okay, so you clear, and if you want to run it one more time, you can see the same sleep is still running. So till 60 seconds it is keep on running. Now I want to kill this sleep 60. Okay, to kill that there is a command available, kill, and provide the process ID. So to kill the process, you cannot give the name of the command, you have to provide the process ID. Okay, so 1 second guys. So it's terminated. If you can see that kill 3106. Now you try to run the ps-af, you cannot find the sleep command at all. Okay, so this is how you can kill some hanging process. Guys, by default also don't kill the operating system processes. If you try to kill the process, you have to reboot your machine. That's it. Okay, if you try to kill the process ID 1, okay, look at this, I'm trying to kill but I cannot kill. The reason, you know what, operation not permanent nothing but I'm a normal user, I cannot kill the root user things. Okay, if you're a root then you can kill it. So that's the reason we have multi-user concept here. Okay, so you should have proper permissions to kill it. Permission nothing but you should be a root to kill the root processes. Your process you can kill it easily, whatever you created with the Vagrant user. Okay, now I'll show you one more thing. Kill. Okay, look at this 2642. What is this guys? Bash, right? If I kill this, what do you think what will happen? That putty will be closed because the putty itself is that process 2642. Is it not closed? Let's do one thing. If it is not, guys, sometimes the kill command may not work as given. If you want to make it work properly, kill -9. -9 is what? Force kill. Okay, let's try to run now. That's it, putty gone. Okay, it disappeared. What do you mean by that? Even your putty is also a process. Okay, if you try to kill your own process, your window is gone. So let's try to open one more time, because you can open putty at any time, right? What is our IP address? 192.168.15.10. Username Vagrant. Okay, change settings. Right, so ps-ef, again this bash is open under, see 3116 is a new putty now. Okay, so ps-af is a command which will show you the list of processes. Okay, and kill is a command which will kill the things. Okay, so next, what command is available next? So I showed you kill and the ps. Okay, let's see some system commands. Okay, system command. Somebody asked a question, what is the disk free space on your machine? df-h, this will show you the disk free space. I said this is what the main root, you don't have a C drive, D drive and all. Okay, in this total space is 38 GB. Okay, used is 936, free is 35 GB. Okay, so nothing but what is the usage percentage? 3%. So anybody asks you a question of like free space, please look at this line where you have a slash. Okay, don't look for all of them. These are like assigned, like for boot process it is assigned 477 memory. Okay, and it will not be freed up actually. This is only used for the boot, similarly for the home. So don't consider these for the free spaces, consider only the line which starts with the slash. Okay, if somebody asks like what is the free space on this machine, what do you say? 35 GB. Okay, what is occupied? 936 MB. Okay, now a query for you. Somebody asked a question. Okay, I don't understand how to get it. Could you please print me only 35 GB from this output? How do you print only the 35 GB from this output? Again, one-liner concept. You should know this. Head -2. Okay, so or head -3. Can you see you got the 3 lines? Okay, now I need only the last line. Tail -1. You got this line. In this line, I just want only 35 GB. Awk. Third column, right? print $3. That's it. Okay, and somebody asked a question, I don't want the G at all. Okay, said G. Can you see G I replaced with what? Empty. G with empty. If you want, you can replace with something else, like K and all. Okay, but I don't want it to replace with anything. I just want only 35. Did anybody see this one-liner? How nice it is. Like in this such a big output. Okay, I'm trying to fetch only the free space. Okay, so you know what is df command. You know head. You know tail. You know awk. You know sed. But only thing is you should know how to use it. Okay, so that's about the df, disk free space. Now similarly, somebody asked a question. Okay, I wanted to know the list, the file size. File size nothing but what is the size of this file. Okay, so du, disk utilization. Okay, du minus sh and provide the file name. What is the size of this, guys? 24 KB. Okay, and if you wanted to know other files size, look at this. Hashtag nothing but each and every file and folder size. Okay, now you can see each and every file and folder sizes one by one here. Okay, next. Now this is done, right? Now what else are there? Top is a command which will show you the performance of your machine. Can you see the entire task manager kind of stuff? So performance nothing but your CPU utilization, your memory utilization, your swap memory, what is the load on your machine. See, look at the load average, guys. 0.00 nothing but nothing. There is no load at all. Okay, there's nothing over there, so nothing running on this machine. At the same time, it will give you process by process the usage of CPU, usage of memory, usage of virtual memory, usage of shared memory. Okay, look at this. Mostly the init will take. Init is what? Your operating system. Operating system takes the more. Other than that, I don't see much things are taking anything. Okay, so this is what the top command. And there is one more command is there. Somebody asked you a question. What is a free memory? Full memory, free memory. In this machine, the total memory is a 490 MB, guys, and used is a 255, and a free is a 234. The memory RAM actually. Okay, so 490 is the memory of this machine. So you can see like this. If you want it in bytes, you can see bytes. This is in the MBs, this is in the bytes. That's about the system command. Okay, now let's see the network command. Okay, now guys, to see the network commands, right? Okay, you should have one more Linux machine. So network is nothing but how to connect to, how do I connect to other Linux machine. This is important. So when I say network, nothing but you have to how to connect to other Linux machine. Nothing but how do you run the commands in the remote Linux machine. Okay, how do you copy one file from this Linux machine to other Linux machine. So those things you can do it. Now in my I have one more machine, guys. If you wanted to set up one more machine, it's pretty simple. What you can do it, go to your D drive anywhere. Okay, I'll show you from the command prompt itself. mkdir vg_september1. Okay, just like yesterday how you set up that machine, right? Now nothing but I'm preparing one more machine. Okay, vg_september1. Okay, vagrant init. Okay, and the command which you used yesterday, what is the command that? Yeah, this is what the command. Just run this. Okay, same process, just follow it, and only thing is try to give a new IP. Don't give the same IP what you give it to the other one. If you give the same IP, it will not come up, guys. Okay, so vg_september. September1. Okay, now vagrant file, try to provide different IP, uncomment this and make it as a 15.10, the earlier one, make it as 11. Okay, now once that is done, you just come up and do the vagrant up. That's it. Okay, now the other machine will be coming up now. Okay, so meanwhile, instead of wasting the time until that comes up, I have one more machine, guys. Okay, if I say 192.168.20. And this is one more machine I have it. This is also up and running. Okay, which is there. This machine is also available. So now what I will do, I'll try to open that machine now. New 192.168 sorry 20.10 vagrant. You can open n number of putties, you can connect n number of machines from your Linux or your desktop. Okay, so ifconfig will give you the IP address of the machine in Linux machine, like ipconfig in the Windows. Okay, what is the IP address of this machine? 10. What is my IP address? 15.10. This is 15.10. This is 20.10. Okay, now I wanted to copy a file from this machine to that machine. How to do that? Okay, so I have a file called, what is it? This vbox guest something file is there. If you want to copy that, cp is a command used to within the operating system. Within machine you use a cp. If you want to copy to the remote machine, we use the scp. Scp nothing but secure copy. Now provides source file. This file I want to copy to the remote machine. So remote machine, where do you want to copy? Home Vagrant, this location. Okay, but how do you think it will copy? It will copy in your own machine. So the only thing is, what you're supposed to do, in front of the path you have to provide the machine username, the remote machine username, and its IP address 168.20.10. so this is important. If you append this, then only it will copy to that machine. Okay, enter, say yes, and it will ask you the password, guys. What is the password of your this machine? 10 machine. Okay, and before entering the password, guys, please check it out. Do you have that file here? Not at all. Okay, no file with a V, starting with a V. If you want, you can say V star. Do you see any file with a V star? No, right? Now you enter the password. Look at this, it is copying now this file to the remote machine. Can you see it is copied 100%? Okay, now you run the ls v star. Can you see the file now? It just copied now. Okay, so scp is a command to copy a file from one machine to other machine. Okay, so similarly, there is one more command, is a ssh. What do you mean by ssh? Is using ssh you can run the commands on a remote machine. Okay, so vagrant at the date 192.168.20.10, you provide this in a double quotes or single quotes. Okay, so touch, okay, DevOps underscore September 10.txt. So what is a touch this thing, guys? It will create empty file, right? If I run this command in this machine, it will create here. But if I'm running through SSH on this machine, now nothing but I'm going to create a file on a remote machine. Look at this. Provide the password. Right, now come back here, this machine, and try to do the ls minus l DevOps. Can you see the file? DevOps September 10. Whatever you run it here, it is appearing. Nothing but you can do anything on the remote machine by sitting on this machine. Okay, so that is called SSH. And you know what? You can get, like, you know, the what is the disk free space in that machine? df minus h. Okay, vagrant. Now you know what, this disk free space is from that machine, not from your machine. What is your machine disk free space? df minus h. Directly run the command in your machine. Okay, your machine is like 35 GB available. In the remote machine, only 34 GB available. If you want, you can run the df minus h here. You can confirm it. Can you see 34 GB? That is what you are seeing it here. So these are called the network commands. Like, you know, you can see the remote machine, what do you call, processes and all these things. Okay, you can run the commands. You can copy the files. Okay, so these are two commands. Now at the same time, there is one more command, is the netstat. This is a command is available even in the Windows as well. Netstat is a command, okay, with -nl option, show you all the open ports on your machine. Can you see all the open ports? You know, the Linux machine runs, I mean, the putty connection runs on port number 22, guys. If anybody open a new putty, can you see port number 22 default? Okay, if the port number 22 is open, then only you can open the putty connection. Otherwise you cannot open a putty connection at all. Putty nothing but the remote connection. Now can you guys see port number 22 here? Okay, so 22 is open the port in this machine. That's the reason you could able to connect this. So to check the open ports, okay, we make use of a command called netstat -nl. Okay, now I want to check a port number called grep 23. Is 23 is there? Not there. If 22, it is open. Okay, so to check the open ports, we make use of the command called netstat, and this command is available even in the Windows also. I don't know whether you anytime tried or not. Netstat - you call as NA. Can you see this? These are all the open ports in Windows. Okay, so what is the port, what is the purpose of it and all, we'll see, like, you know, when you're setting up the softwares, like when you set up the SVN and Git applications, right? Every software will open a port. Okay, you know what, you're trying to, like, you know, access the google.com. Do you think, like, you know, google.com is just showing you in the browser? No, they opened a port called 80 port. If you want, you can try to give it 80 here. Okay, colon 80, enter. It takes to the same google.com. Sorry, it's a HTTPS, guys. For HTTPS, it's not 80, it's a 443. 443. Okay, enter. Can you see it is taking there? Okay, if it is some site like, you know, what do you call? Hello. Let's see any HTTP site. Okay, hello magazine. So this is what some HTTP site. Now you give colon here 80, it takes to the same site, right? So even any process, any website which is hosted, okay, they host with some port number, okay, and then only can access it. Same concept. The Linux is running with the 22 port. That's why you can be able to connect with the PuTTY. Okay, so these things you should be aware of. That's what the netstack. There is one more command is there called telnet. See, telnet is to check the port on a remote machine. See, in this machine, I want to check whether a particular port is open or not. Okay, so you have to do this telnet 192.168 20.10. Okay, and I want to check 22 port. If 22 port is open, it will show you something like this. Okay, seems telnet command is not there, guys. Telnet is there here. I can run from here. Okay, so telnet 192.168.15.10. This is what my other machine. Can you see this? Okay, sorry, try to provide the port number 22. Can you see this? It says SSH connection, port is open. You can come out now. Okay, this shows port is open. Now suppose if I say 23, do you think any 23 port open there? If there is no port 23 open, it says trying, come out. It says connection refused. Connection refused, nothing but there is no 23 port open. Okay, if you want, you can cross check with the netstart command. Do you see any 23 port? No, but if you 22, it is there. Now from here you can easily find out 23, there is no port, so it will connection refused, but 22, it establishes a connection. That's what the telnet. Okay, the difference between telnet and the netstart is netstart will check the open ports in a given machine, within your machine. Telnet will check whether the port is able to access from the remote machine. That's the difference. So where are we? Right, so now we are done with all these commands. Now somebody asked a question, how to install a software in a CentOS Linux machine. Okay guys, in a Linux machines, to install a software, the different mechanisms are there. Yum is one, okay, apt-get is one, okay, rpm is one, okay, so blah blah, so many packages are there. These are the different types of packages. apt-get, we use it for the Ubuntu, okay, and there's one more is the brew. Okay, this is for the Mac machines, you know, Apple Mac machines, right? Okay, and Yum is for your CentOS as well as RHL, Red Hat machine. So which Linux machine we are using, guys? CentOS, right? Okay, CentOS. So if you are using a CentOS, we use the Yum command. Okay, so go here. Now I said in this machine telnet command is not there. Telnet is a software actually. Okay, this command is not there here, telnet. Now if you want to install any software which is not available, okay, simply run a command called yum. Okay, install is strictly like, you know, a keyword. Run a telnet, that's it. This will install it. But the thing is, in a Linux machine, if you want to install any software, okay, you cannot install with a normal user. It throws an error, permission denied. See, you need to be root to perform this. Okay, now what I can do, I can switch it to the root, sudo su. Okay, now I'm a root. Now I can run this command because only root can install the softwares in a Linux machine. Enter this. Can you see it installing software? And you know what, this will download from the internet, guys. Make sure you have a net connection. So say yes, enter. Now it is downloading the telnet software and trying to install it. So this is what I did earlier to install a man command, nothing else. Okay, that's what the yum. Next to sudo. What do you mean by sudo is, now I switch to root, right? Okay, without switching it to the root. Now be a, like, you know, Vagrant user, without switching the root. If you wanted to install a software with the Vagrant user, so what you can do it, yum install, right? In front of it you provide the sudo. Okay, so if you provide the sudo, nothing but you are a Vagrant user, but you know the root password as well. Okay, so you provide the sudo, then it could able to, like, you know, install the software. It's already installed now. It will not do anything again now. Once it is installed, it will not do anything. Nothing to do. Can you see this? Nothing to do. It's already there. Next, the last topic of this session is the file permissions, guys. Okay, so if you are done with the file permissions, you are pretty much done. Okay, so one second. So file permissions. Okay, what is a file permission? There are three types of permissions in a Linux operating system: read, write, execute. Okay, so read is represented with -r, write is represented with the W, execute is represented with the X. One second, guys, I'm just getting an important call. Okay, guys, I'm back. So there are three types of permissions: read, write, execute. At the same time, in a Linux, there are three types of groups of people are there. Okay, one is user, or we can also call him as an owner, or we can also call him as an author. Okay, he's a one type of guy. There is one more group, is a group. Okay, group of people, and other than these two, there's others. Okay, so all these three permissions for every file and directory given to everybody. Okay, so how it is represented is X, sorry, hyphen hyphen uh, hyphen 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 hyphen. So the first part represents, this represents, okay, owner, O nothing but owner, okay, or let's say A nothing but author. And second three characters represents, okay, group, and the third three characters represents the others. Okay, so in these three characters nothing but three permissions. Okay, if I say RWX, what do you mean by this is, and if I say RWX and rest of them as hyphen 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 hyphen, what do you mean by this is, author, owner is having the read write X permission, and group and others having no permissions. Okay, and that's what it shows in your Linux operating system for any files. Look at this, ls minus la. Guys, can you see this file permissions? Okay, these are total 10 characters, guys. If you want, you can count it. Don't count the first character, count it from here. Okay, now in this, these three characters represents the author, and these three characters represents the group, and these three characters represents the others. Okay, now by looking at this, can anybody tell me what permissions are having, what permissions are there for the others, for a.txt file, for this file a.txt file, what permissions are there for the others? Can anybody guess? What permissions are there for the others? Others is what, guys? Last three characters. What is last three characters? Only read permission is there. There is no write and execute permission. Okay, so like this it is there. Okay, so these are all the permissions represented by the Linux operating system. Apart from that, there is one more character is there in the beginning, right? Okay, the beginning character, this one. This character we call it as a, that represents whether it is a file or a directory. Okay, if it is a hyphen, it is called as a file. If it is a D, it is called as a directory. If you want, you can cross check it, guys. Hello.txt is a file, can you see hyphen? And ABC is a directory, can you see D? And hello is a directory, can you see D? And remaining all are the files, so that's the reason hyphen. Okay, so that's how it represents, guys. Now you know how to find out, like, whether the given file is a file or a directory. At the same time, what kind of permissions are there for the group and author. Okay, now I want to change the permissions. Okay, for hello.txt, for author it is only read write is there. I want to provide the read write execute permission as well. So how to provide read write execute permission? Okay, so in Linux, for every permission there is some values are assigned: 4 for read, 2 for write, and 1 for execute. Okay, can anyone tell me what is the total? What is the total? 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so there is a command available called chmod. Okay, using this command you can change the permissions of a file or a directory. Okay, you have to provide 3 characters: 1, 2, 3, and a file name. Okay, so what do you mean by first character represents the total of the user permission, second character is the total of the group permission, third character represents the total of the other permissions. Now what I want is I wanted to give full permissions to users, so I would say 7. No permissions to the group, no permissions to the others, 0. Okay, so if you say chmod C700 file name, okay, chmod 700 and your hello.txt, look at this, chmod 700 hello.txt, what will happen, you know, this will become rwx and these are all hyphens. If you want, you can cross check it, ls-7. Can you see rws? It has become 7, nothing but full permissions to author, and others become empty, right? So this is how you can change the file permission. Now similarly, if you wanted to, like, you know, give the group as a read only access, okay, what you can do it, I can say 4. What do you mean by 4 is he will get only read only access. If you want, you can cross check it. Can you see rwx and is getting the r nothing but 4. Sorry, right? So this is how, guys, can you hear me properly? I see somebody said struck. Anyone? Can you see my screen and hear me? Please respond, yes or no. Hello?
There is no problem.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks. So I was talking about the file permissions. Okay, so you can provide the number, okay, which represents what type of permission. Okay, so let me give you the symbols now. 7 nothing but full permission, rwx. Okay, next, what do you mean by 6, guys? You can tell me this easily. rw nothing but 4 plus 2, which is 6. So if you provide 6, only read and write. Okay, if you provide 5, what do you mean by 5? You can get a permutation of 4 plus 1, which is read and x, right? Now what do you mean by 4? 4 is directly read, which is already given here. Okay, now similarly, what do you mean by 3? What do you mean by 3? Can anybody guess what do you mean by 3?
Write and execute.
That's it, write and execute. Okay, which is 2 plus 1. Okay, now what do you mean by 2? Directly write. Okay, what do you mean by 1? Directly execute. It's pretty simple to analyze this. Okay, a simple mathematics. So this is how we provide the permissions to the files. Okay, now another question for you with the chmod. Okay, chmod 700 abc. For ABC folder I gave 700. Okay, did you see, is it applied? 7007 all zeros. So now go into the ABC folder and check it out. The child, the directory childs will not be applied the same permissions. Okay, the child files will be having the what are the permissions they have it. So if you wanted to change even the child permissions, okay, chmod 700 abc, okay, if you want to change the child permissions, you have to provide hyphen r option that will change even the childs as well. Okay, nothing but subdirectory subfiles also it will change. If you want, now you can check it out. Can you see, is it applied 700 to the childs? Okay, so hyphen r is an option for the change mode to see the, to apply for the subdirectories as well. Okay, so this is all about the file permissions concept in the Linux. Okay, so because why I'm telling this is sometimes somebody may ask you, could you please give execute permissions to this file? Okay, could you please give the execute permissions to this file? Nothing more, you should understand it doesn't have execute. Can you see, is it having execute? No. So whatever you will do it, chmod 7 4.4. What do you mean by 4.4? You provide execute to the author and you leave the existing permissions group as 4.4.4 only. Okay, and you see VBox. Okay, okay, I'm there outside. Chmod 7.4.4. Okay, now you run this. Can you see he got the execute and group and others having the RR as usual. Okay, so this kind of request you might be getting from developers or anybody like, you know, to do some changes. You should know about the chmod command and how to give the permissions as well. Okay, so this is all about the some Linux basics, guys. I'm not saying it's expertise Linux training, it's a basics training. Okay, if you know all these commands and how to utilize them in the Linux operating system, then it is well and good. Okay, and we can make you we can set up all our tools and technology easily on the Linux if you know all these commands. Okay, so do the practice well. Okay, so if you could able to practice all these commands, that's more than enough. I'm going to send you this file. At the same time, I'll give you some documentation of the Linux as well, where you can find some commands and their syntaxes, everything. Okay, so just go through it and practice well. Okay, with this I'm going to wind up the Linux. So in the next session I'm going to start our actual training. Okay, build and release management and the DevOps. So I'll start with the topic called source code management. As I discussed in the index session, the next topic is going to be the source code management, and that I'm going to plan it on the Monday. There is no session tomorrow. Monday regular time as usual, night 10:30. Okay, so we'll again meet up on the night 10:30 of Monday, and I shared you the very video of yesterday's session already, and I'm going to share the today's once it is finished processing. Okay, any questions still here, guys? Any queries still here?